Many years ago, when I was a young child, I became very ill. I'm not sure what the problem was anymore, but as I recall, it was before my family came into Christian Science. But I remember that my mother came into my bedroom and sat by my bed, and she read me the story that's in this week's lesson, and it was the story of the Shunammite woman. And I can remember, even though I had been so ill, as she read that story, I became enthralled with every detail of it. I remember picturing the stool and the table and the candlestick that the woman had prepared for the holy man, Elisha, and how she had kept this corner of her house for him, and how he had been so grateful and lovingly gave her a child through prayer that she had so longed for, and then the story of how her son had been raised from the dead by Elisha. And I can remember now how vivid that story was in my mind at that time. And by the next morning, I was completely healed of that physical problem that I was having. And I thought, I'm so grateful for the teaching I've received here, how important it is to give our children, our youth, certainly our young children, the Bible, the truth, now, of course, science and health, and how they are like little sponges, that they just absorb it so, and it's so easy and natural for them. This afternoon I was reading Mrs. Eddy's message for 1900, and she states in that, any mystery in Christian Science departs when dawns the spiritual meaning thereof, and the spiritual sense of the Scriptures is the scientific sense which interprets the healing Christ. A child can measurably understand Christian Science, for through his simple faith and purity, he takes in its spiritual sense that puzzles the man. The child not only accepts Christian Science more readily than the adult, but he practices it. This notable fact proves that the so-called fog of this science obtains not in the science, but in the material sense which the adult entertains of it. I'm so grateful for Mrs. Eddy, for her clear interpretation of the Scriptures. I'm grateful for all the practitioner help I've had through the years, the training that I've received. I'm grateful for this wonderful church, this wonderful service tonight, the readings, the beautiful heartfelt testimonies. It has taken a life of its own. All of you are learning this science, learning how to practice it, to purify thought, so you can become as a little child and accept the teaching and have the healing that it offers. Thank God for Christian Science.